What's up YouTube, Dar here from Zephyr War Games. Today I am bringing you an update to my hero adventure profile. Now I know straight away a lot of you are going to go, adventure, what the heck? Well, I've kind of designed this deck off of the back of the ones that I'd done previously, where the idea is that a deck like Heroes, to try and keep it as 40 cards, you're going to be losing out to stuff like Nibiru's, or well-timed Ash Blossoms, Imperms, stuff like that. Now the deck has a lot of power in order to kind of push through a lot of those interruptions, but I wanted to go with the adventure package to try and balance out and maximize everything I can do, especially with Fusion Destiny now back at 3. So with all of that out of the way, please smash that like button, hit that notification bell and subscribe. I will also tell you what else you can use if you do not want to use the adventure engine. So we're going to dive head first in and I'll show you exactly what we have. So we'll start off with the hero monsters first. So for the elemental heroes, I'm playing 2 Stratos, 2 Shadow Mist, 1 Liquid and 1 Neos. Now, I know a lot of you straight away are going to be like, well, why aren't you playing 3 Stratos? Well, again, in this particular version, pure 100% because you want your normal summon and everything like that. In this version, because we are using the adventure cards, you don't actually want to be reliant on Stratos being a normal summon effect, because then it will stop you playing your adventure engine. Now, obviously, the adventure engine is designed to kind of build the board up, set up a Griffin and a token, and then allow you to continue your plays. You still have loads of other ways to special summon heroes in the form of Crosskeeper, and then you've got Faris as well. So with this lineup, what you're basically getting is Shadow Mist can be triggered if you open it in hand off of the back of the Fateful Adventure, which will give you a hero search, which is always going to be quite nice. Ideally, more times than not, you're going to be fusing or banishing the Liquid Soldier in order to trigger its draw effect. And then off of the top of that as well, what you want to be doing is you also want to be able to kind of... I still keep the Honest Neos because a lot of people... The fact this is searchable, like a lot of people can put down floodgate monsters that stop you special summoning. So you need that ability. For example, I faced someone today that was playing Inspector Border. Yes, obviously, I have to search this first. So going first, knowing that that's going to come out, I search this first. So that if I do get put into a position where he just goes normal Inspector Border and I can't get to a fusion, or he's cleared my board off, I can summon pretty much any hero and then just attack over it. For the Destiny heroes, we are playing 2 Mali, 1 Denier, 1 Dark Angel, and 1 Plasma. Now, obviously, Dark Angel is your best card for going first. You're basically setting it up so your opponent cannot activate spells, which is really, really cool. You do have to go out of your way a little bit to do it. Like, you need to be getting into Fusion Destiny, you need more combo pieces. But again, that's where the adventure package can come in, because not only can it protect you resolving that effect or getting Dark Angel to your opponent's board, but it also gives you that ability to put in dead Malis to the graveyard. You can put Deniers in the graveyard and everything else. Plasma is obviously very, very good going first as well, but these are the cards that I usually 9 out of 10 slide out when I know I'm going to be going second, and that's where Evenly Matched comes in. More dedicated board breakers come into play. Then, of course, for the Vision Heroes, we are playing triple Faris alongside, surprisingly, 1 Vion and 1 Increase. Now, I did have Vion at 2 for a lot of time, and then ultimately I was like, it is such a give and take. Like, it's a card you really want to see if you don't see the adventure package. So it's the biggest sacrifice you make off of playing the adventure package. Like, I think I can survive with 2 Stratos because I can get it out with like Hero Lives and everything else. And you can also get out... You can also get out, obviously, your Shadow Mist of Hero Lives and everything else. So the Vion is a really good normal summon, but it's one that I don't really want to normal summon. Like, my ideal route of play would be the Brave engine or the Adventure engine with a Faris backed up, because that will then give me Vion, and then that can give me still full combo. So there's a lot to kind of play around, and the way that that is helped out is with the brand new card. So I'm just going to put a Dusty Gold up there, but it's with the brand new card Crosskeeper. Now, Crosskeeper gives you that ability to special summon an elemental hero. So this is where you kind of adapt so that you the only normal summon and then trigger an effect of a hero monster you want to be making is your Vion or your Liquid Soldier. Everything else you're happy to special summon from the hand, because you can special summon Shadow Mist to get an effect to search out a quick play, quick change. You've obviously got Stratos, which can then search out everything else. So Crosskeeper is such a good card, and for those of you that don't know what it does, is you send it from the hand or field to the graveyard to special summon an elemental hero monster or a neospatial monster from your hand or graveyard. If it comes back from the graveyard, you negate its effects. But what makes it so good is the fact that it's just a free summon. Also, if an elemental hero monster is normal or special summoned to the field while it's in the graveyard, a fusion monster is special summoned, sorry, you get to banish this card and then draw 2 and place 1 from your hand onto the bottom of the deck. So again, you can work through the Brave Engine, you can kind of set that up. It's obviously where the discard comes in with Liquid Soldier as well. So there's ways to just kind of play through it. I kept in the Evil Hero Dusted Gold because the whole idea of this deck is you just have so much gas. And I had this in the Sword Soul matchup that I faced, is literally I had to play through a Yugioh, a Jing, and then a Blackout. So I was like, right, okay, well, I've got to deal with a negate, I've got to deal with a spell banish, monster banish, and then I had to deal with a blackout. So I just had so much gas. Like, there's so many one-card power cards in this deck. When you look at Fusion Destiny, you look at Faris technically as a 2-card power play, a Dusted Gold leading you into your Malicious Bane. There's just so much you can play around with. It's absolutely crazy. And I kind of went with a 50-card version, just didn't use hand traps, and basically went with, no matter what you put on the board, I'm going to play through it and still end with a form of power play. So that's it for the hero cards. Again, Varn is probably the only questionable one, I would say, is where you're like, all right, maybe you want this at 2, because if you don't open up the Brave package, which technically you have 6 ways to get to, and then 9 if you could include Prosperity, you basically just lose your normal summon. Speaking of the Brave Engine, we are playing triple Water Enchantress alongside the 1 Griffin, triple Right, 1 Fateful, and 1 Draco back. Now, obviously, this is like a 9-card engine. If you don't want to play it straight away, you cut it out. You take the deck down to about a 40-card list, which is absolutely fine as well. But the reason I put this in here is because everything tries to bait stuff out. It all misdirects your opponent. It all drags out an Ash Blossom. Keep in mind as well, you activate Hero Lives. They might Ash that then. You then know that your Enchantress is going to be free to go through. Your Right's going to be free to go through. And you just don't worry about Nibiru. Obviously, this is going to be more relevant game 2 and 3 when you think people are going to be siding in Nibiru, but still being able to kind of put up a level form of protection. Like, when you look at heroes, they don't really have anything that negates an evenly. They don't really have anything that can play around that. So you've definitely kind of got to keep that in mind, that if your opponent goes to activate Mystic Mine, yes, you've got DP to destroy it, but then if they activate a second Mystic Mine, you've also got Griffin Rider to deal with it, or of course you've got the Draco back to bounce it. These are also your out to Floodgates, but if you're like, you know what, I really don't want to play this, but I still want to play a 50-card build, I would say probably play more control cards, so Rivalry is definitely one of them. Like, giving Dark Angel to your opponent and then flipping Rivalry is beautiful, because then they're like, oh, I can't activate spells to out your Rivalry, and I'm locked under a Warrior. So, really, really good. I like that kind of element of it, and that's where I would take these cards out and put those cards in. So that's where Hand Traps would come in, that's where Droplets would come in main, and then kind of work it through that. Moving on to the generic spells as well. I am playing Triple Pot of Prosperity. I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, how can you play Pot of Prosperity? What do you banish? Well, straight away, you basically just adapt what you need. So Fusion Destiny, you can get rid of Dystopia. You can get rid of if you're not going to go for an OTK play with Trinity, you get rid of that. But if you're going second, then you go different route. You've got Malicious Bane, you've got Super Poly targets, you've got Link monsters. Like, you're basically digging for your power card. Like, your power cards are going to be Fusion Destiny, A Hero Lives, Rite of Armoricia. Like, there's so many cards you can be digging for off of this, and then Pot of Prosperity becomes a power card itself. We've then got triple Hero Lives, beautiful and ulti. Triple Fusion Destiny, welcome back. Triple Mask Change, the days are way past when that could have been an ulti, but still really, really cool. Double Super Poly, you can arguably take these out. There's no, like, I thought I would be facing more tier elements or just more decks that would lose to Super Poly, and I really didn't, so they can come out. 1 Miracle Fusion, 1 Poly, 1 Dark Calling, 1 Call By, 1 Foolish, 1 Rotor. So again, the Dark Calling can be cut out if you want to. It really depends on your playstyle and your builds. Again, I really like a Dusty Gold because I just feel that it's a 1 card. Like, if you burn through absolutely everything and your opponent's exhausted all of their negates and you just go a Dusty Gold, Dark Calling, activate Dark Calling, big out Malicious Bane's effect, nuke the board, like, you're still in a really good position. So I just think it works out really, really well. You see there's no imperms, there's no anything else, but that's where the 10 cards can come in. If you feel that you need to play, like, I kind of put myself in the position where it's like, okay, well, if my opponent builds their best board within reason, I should have the ability to pick it apart bit by bit. Moving on to the extra deck, we've got 2 Master Hero Dark Law. So good against tier elements. Like literally, you make this as long as if they don't have an Imperm or a Dark Ruler. And again, that's where Griffin comes in more so for the Imperm. The Dark Ruler could be a little bit more damaging, and then obviously you give them Dark Angel. It really, really does cause issues. And then that's where Rivalry will also come in. The other elemental hero that I finally found was Escudo. So obviously this is an elemental hero where the other one is a vision hero. So this will actually help trigger some of your other effects as well, which is why I've gone back to this card. Starlight deep eating, of course, very, very beautiful. It's great that this is now like a little bit more easily available to everyone. It's just, yeah, it just is what it is. It's such a good card for the deck, so you got to keep it around. Dystopia gives you a win factor in time, and also can give you a quick effect pop as well. Quite like DPE, but just doesn't float as well. And then we've got Elemental Hero of Absolute Zero, so that should have been back that way. Then Vision Hero Trinity, Elemental Hero Sunrise, Evil Hero Malicious Bane. So pretty much all of your heroes just chilling here together. So you've got your aggressor, technically an aggressor, but you can be part of your combo climbing up. This can obviously go into acid, but if you're facing back row, you put acid in, nice and easy. If you think you're just going to be facing front row, then obviously absolute goes in. I really like Dread Decimator. Like, a lot of people are cutting this, and I'm like, okay, I can understand it, but I still like it. The fact that it gives all of the heroes it points to and itself 100 for each different hero name in the graveyard is mental. Plus Q and 1 DPE as well. You're going to have so many heroes in the graveyard, that reduces your opponent. And then it's got Piercing as well, like, so good. The 1 Wonder Driver, and then 2 Cross Crusaders. You should be okay just going through 1. Like, if you're like, I really want to put acid in, but I don't want to remove anything else, you could put this down to 1. It's very, very risky because there are times where the first one will get negated. You need to wait till the next turn, make a second one. And this card definitely deserves a foil print. But yeah, these are, in my opinion, apart from Malicious Bane, I would probably say these are staple cards. So it's up to you. And then the final 2 cards are Super Body Targets of Garura and Draxistapelia. Never used them at all today. Again, it just is what it is. Sometimes you'll use them all the time, sometimes you won't. But they're just very easy fodder. And then if you put Ultimate Slayer in your side deck, then you can easily take out the Super Poly Targets and put these 2 in. Obviously for the Fusion deck and the Link deck. So yeah, you've got options to kind of adapt and change it as you see fit. But yeah, I really, really enjoy Heroes. I kind of feel that this is my more preferred version, just because I like having that extra safety net of the Adventure Engine. And like I said, as soon as you drop the Adventure Engine on an opponent, they're like, oh crap, what are they playing? They're playing like Sprite Adventure or something else. And then they're like, okay, well, we'll stop this here. They start expecting when to stop stuff. And then you go, okay, so you've used up all your resources to stop that. I'm now going to go Elemental Heroes. And they're like, what the heck? How is this even a thing? So I think it works nicely. It has worked nicely for me. And I kind of move it from there. Anyway, shortish, sweet and simple deck profile. Any questions, please put them in the comments down below. I'm always happy to kind of take on advice and adapt it, as long as it is constructive advice rather than like, oh, this deck is bad. It's like, okay, but why is it bad? Because it plays the adventure package. Okay, and why is that bad? Well, no, it's just bad. And it's like, okay, thank you. Anyway, little rant over. But yeah, I love being part of the hero community. I love the deck itself. I think it's really, really fun, really, really powerful. And this format, it can do incredibly well as well. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time, guys, as absolutely always, stay safe. And of course, happy dueling.